Can Russia survive if attacked by 100 NATO and US fighter planes? The war between Ukraine and Russia has now taken many lives on both sides. Ukraine is currently receiving attacks from various directions from Russia. This makes the world worried about the safety and security of Ukrainian citizens. Speaking at a press conference, Jens Stoltenberg said defense plans were now in place, with more than 100 jets on standby and 120 Allied ships at sea, from the high north to the Mediterranean, demonstrating ironclad solidarity with alliance members, which doesn't include Ukraine. Asked whether these plans had been activated before, the NATO chief refused to comment in case the information existed outside of public knowledge. The forces with greater deployment freedom are to include the NATO Response Force, 40,000 strong, including a very high readiness force of 5,000, he said. This response force
The Russian government says it's willing to negotiate, but the Russian military has decided to bomb. This is Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, as filmed through the windows of its residents. It shakes and it shudders under a fiery barrage. The attacks seem indiscriminate. It was a bloody day. The government says dozens of people have been killed. In the north, the city of Chernihiv has been targeted by artillery and by missile strikes too. A popular shopping center was hit, and a residential building was partially destroyed. The Ukrainian government said there was an unknown number of casualties.
Ukraine's president is accusing Russia of committing war crimes after missiles hit the city of Kharkiv. Video from the state emergency services shows a missile hitting the regional administration building in Ukraine's second largest city. The central Freedom Square and residential areas were also targeted. President Volodymyr Zelensky says there are no military facilities in Kharkiv, and that Russia's only purpose in firing on the city was the, quote, deliberate destruction of people, adding, no one in the world will forgive you for killing peaceful Ukrainian people. Ukrainians are calling on other countries to do more to punish Russia for its invasion of the sovereign nation, asking for it to be completely isolated from the rest of the world. While ordinary people stand ready to fight off their invaders on their home territory, the international community is offering support, weapons, and sanctions against Russia, hoping to get President Putin to back down. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Short time ago, we heard air raid sirens, an explosion in the capital, Kyiv. We believe we know what was behind that. Our Clarissa Ward is back now. Clarissa, we believe we know what the target was of that attack now.
That's right, Jim. So just before we had spoken last time, we had heard that loud explosion. You heard the air raid sirens throughout our live report. We now believe that the target was the sort of central broadcaster TV tower. It's about 3 miles in that direction, over that way. When our cameraman Scott McWhinney was on the roof, he was able to see a large plume of smoke coming from that direction. We've seen some videos also on social media showing what appears to be a large amount of smoke. The TV tower, at least in the one video we saw, appears to still be standing, although it's not clear what the status is of that now. We have had a report out from the Minister of Internal Affairs. They said that that basically the TV tower was hit, that channels will not be working for a while, but that backup broadcasting will soon be enabled. So presumably most Ukrainians not any longer able to watch Ukrainian main TV channels. Now, important to put this in some context, Jim, the Russian Defense Ministry had warned earlier in the day that they were going to be hitting several targets inside Kyiv, in the capital today, and one of them, which they had
In one moment, everything changed. A Russian cruise missile piercing the heart of Ukraine's second city. Carnage, chaos, and inevitable casualties. They hunt for survivors in the wreckage of the local government building, carefully carrying away the dead.